Alright, we're less than 1 minute away from Sony's State of Play, so I'm going to record my reaction to it here. May or may not upload this video, I don't know. I'm called the Nintintrovert for a reason. I'm more of a Nintendo gamer. But we'll see. You know, there might be a couple of things in here that PlayStation surprises me with. I certainly wouldn't complain about some DLC for Astrobot. That was a great game. And it's been getting free updates, but I mean like a more meaty, like expansion, like a paid thing. That'd be cool. I'd love to see something Jack and Daxter, Sly Cooper, Ape Escape, any of that sort of stuff. I'm hoping that the success of Astrobot and the failure of Concord has maybe got Sony to kind of reconsider, how they perceive those like smaller budget games. Because not everything needs to be this big AAA thing, and definitely not live service. But anyway, here we go. Yeah, mature content, not suitable for all. Blah, blah, blah. Great. Smash Brothers reveal trailer? I have no idea what this is. It almost kind of looks a little Persona-y or something. I don't know. I've never played Persona. I really don't know what to make of this. Nico. It's good. It's clearly Japanese, whatever it is, but I got a feeling this is a game that I'm not going to be that interested in. Oh, maybe this is just like a compilation of a bunch of different stuff. Is this music going to get me a copyright strike? I sure hope not. Smiley face. Okay. Dragon. Astronaut Man. Was it No Man's Sky or whatever? Is that what that is? We getting a sequel to, what was that Tetris game? The Tetris Effect? I don't know what I'm looking at. Okay, I think we are getting some kind of rhythm puzzle game. Weird way to open the show, but alright. I wonder if it's made by the same people, because aesthetically this looks very similar to the Tetris Effect. Luminous Arise. I feel like I've heard of that. Luminous, is that a decently big deal? Where's my phone? Oh, it's in my pocket. I want to Google that. PlayStation VR, that makes sense. Because the Tetris game was too. Luminous. Okay, yeah. It looks like, is that like a PlayStation first party thing? Maybe, no, this has a Switch version, so I guess not. But that's interesting. I don't know about opening the show with a puzzle game, but, I feel like Sony has a precedent of doing these state of plays, and then they're like really underwhelming. Um, so yeah, a lengthy start for Luminous. I don't know. I'm sure that's a big deal to some people, but I'm kind of like, eh. Just not a big puzzle guy. Um, my face is covering the subtitles, so I don't fully know everything that they're saying. Maybe I should change. We'll see if there's a lot more Japanese, translation. Then we might have to move our webcam here. What comes after dreaming? Is this something to do with dreams? That was a fun game. By the Little Big Planet people. Bringing up AI already. That's another another knock against this PlayStation presentation. All right. If there's anything gamers want to see, it's generative AI. We just love it. Okay. Or is this a game about generative AI? Okay, I would retract my my judgment. I think maybe this is a commentary against generative AI and not actually a game that uses generative AI, in which case, okay. Capcom. Okay, yeah, I think that's probably what this is. That's interesting. Didn't expect this to be a Capcom thing. It's giving me, what was that game by the creator of, I'm having a brain fart. It kind of reminds me a little bit of Astral Chain. But just the concept, just having this little girl on your back constantly makes me think of that game by the guy who made Metal Gear, uh, Kojima. That's his name, right? Hideo Kojima. What was that game he did where you've got like he's carrying the little baby? Pragmata. I don't know about her voice acting. It sounds like a grown woman trying to sound like a little girl. Uh, and grown women can voice young characters, both male and female. Did they just change the date from 2025 to 2026 like that was supposed to make people get more excited or something like, oh, it's coming out this year. Next year, let's go. What was that about? But yeah, no, I feel like if it were better acting, you wouldn't be able to tell that it's a grown woman doing a little girl's voice. You know what I'm saying? Is it just my stream, or is the frame rate really low on this game? It looks super choppy. Maybe that's like a stylistic decision, but I don't think that looks good. Oh my god. Well, that was graphic. Okay. Oh. Alright. Well, this is different. So you're inside of his body. And the art style's completely different. Or no. Man, I don't know what's happening here. I don't know what's gameplay and what's, Romeo is dead, man. Guys, did you hear the news? Romeo is dead, man. Okay, so we've just got like three drastically different art styles here. We had whatever that opening was that looked all 2D, and then we had whatever was going on inside of his body, which looked first person with like the hands, and now this. Are those different gameplay styles, or is that just a weird cutscene? I'm a dead man. And it looks kind of interesting. It's probably not for me. Ultra-violent science fiction. Yeah, I don't know what to make of this. Does it just have a bunch of little, like, mini games or something? 2026, so nothing this year so far. What does Sony even have this year? I don't follow them super closely because, again, I'm the Nintintrovert. That's kind of cool, I guess. Suda 51. I was thinking this looked very similar to those games. Because they're the ones who did, like, Travis Touchdown or whatever. Okay. Yeah, Grasshopper. I thought that was the name of the company. So what's Grasshopper and what's Suda 51? I'm a little confused. But whatever. Um, let's move our face up here so we can see the subtitles. That's the premise of this bloody action game. I'm having a bit of a hard time reading the text where it's white against that white background. Is it anybody else? Is it just me? Where I'm recording this, I don't have it like full screen. I'm just looking at this at OBS, so that's probably part of the problem. But Please continue to enjoy this state of play. Don't tell me what to do. So that's kind of a big deal. Probably not for me. Started to just dismiss this as an anime game, but I think it's just supposed to be realistic people in Japan. Is this some kind of horror game? Oh, Silent Hill. Didn't they just have one that came out, or was it like a remake or something? So what's this? Is this a new one or DLC? I don't know. I know Silent Hill's a big deal. Whatever this is, I think it's new, right? And not like a remake. This kind of makes me think, what was that Wii U game? I think it maybe finally got a Switch version. Oh. Ew. I don't know if that's safe for YouTube. Necrophiliacs are going to have a field day with this game. I can tell you that. Anyway, what was I saying? Yeah, this makes me think of that. What's that game with the girl who takes pictures? Is it like something mirror? I don't remember. Hinako. It's kind of freaky. Oh. Alright. Are they gonna spring to life and attack? I feel like that's a common trope. I don't really play horror games, but I feel like it's a common trope that you'll have these like lifeless mannequins or whatever, and it just makes you constantly on edge because you never know when one of them's gonna like spring to life and attack you. I hate the dark. What a baby. Get over it. I hate being alone. I love being alone. See, that's the introvert part of the Nintintrovert name. Well, they seem friendly. Hey. Silent Hill F. Alright, well. It's probably a pretty big deal. I don't know why it said September 25th and then in all caps out. That kind of got me tickled a little bit. Alright, so that's probably a big deal. See, I don't know how much is going to be in this that's really for me because I don't really play mature games. I play more family-oriented games because I'm a wee little baby. He just got a full-on wolf on his shoulder. Okay, so we got like a Metroidvania, I guess. At first I thought this almost looked like a Final Fantasy something maybe, but no. It's kind of a 2.5D Metroidvania. That's kind of cool. I don't play a lot of Metroidvanias. I loved Dread, and then I also really enjoyed the Prince of Persia one that was kind of influenced by Dread. This one seems to be maybe in that same caliber, so this is a maybe. Seductive witch lady standing on a pile of bones. This isn't, no, this looks too, like, Japanesey. But this almost feels like it could be like a Castlevania something. But it's not Castlevania, right? Eating some super spicy curry, like from Smash Brothers. This feels kind of Castlevania-y. If this is a new Castlevania, that's a very big deal. Um, but I don't know. Bloodstain. Okay, yeah, Bloodstain. That was, I don't know the whole. Was that made by the original creator of Castlevania or something? Because I know that was a thing. I remember there being like a Kickstarter or something, and I think it came out and ended up being pretty good. So yeah, that's probably a big deal. I don't know how well the Bloodstain games do in comparison to Namco. This isn't Pac-Man World 2 repack. What is this? I'm trying to think if this looks like any Namco thing I know of. Oh, I guess we just get the name drop right there. I know Namco does a lot of like video game adaptations of like anime and stuff, so I don't know if this is an anime or what this is, but oh, Digimon? I didn't fully see the title because where my thing was covered. Where can I put this? My face that's not blocking all the text, just like right smack dab in the middle. Sure, why not? We're putting it right here. This probably isn't ideal, but sorry. Like, I feel like Digimon gets a lot of games, and they look very high budget. Like, look at this. Like, is Digimon really that big of a deal? I've never like watched it or anything. I always just thought it was kind of just like a knockoff Pokemon. Um, that's what I always thought. You got like Digimon and what is it, like Doraemon and Bakugan and like all these that end with an on sound. I don't know the difference between any of them. They all just seem to me like just trying to capitalize on Pokemon, but maybe I'm wrong. I mean, people must like it for them to be putting this big of a budget into it. I know of like the theme song, which I always thought was kind of generic. Was it like Digimon, Digital Monsters, da 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 champion? So I don't know. Maybe I should give it a chance. Square Enix, Creative Studio 3. I don't know who that is or what they make. That might be a big deal. Sweeping Epic Return. It doesn't matter where I put this webcam. I'm covering some kind of text no matter what. Um, I put it back up in the corner up here. I don't know. Okay, I see a chocobo. So this is some kind of Final Fantasy, like Final Fantasy Tactics. I've never really played Final Fantasy. That's a very big gap in my gaming. I bought a bunch of them on sale on the eShop, so I own Final Fantasy 7, 8, 9. I don't know about 10. And then I think I bought because they did like the whole pixel remaster of like 1 through 6. So I own a decent number of Final Fantasy games. I've just never. I played like an hour of Final Fantasy 7 and I enjoyed it. Uh, yeah, I don't know if that's a remake or where I was talking. I wasn't paying attention if they showed like a graphics thing, so that might be it. Sid Schumann. I don't know who that is. But yeah, I played an hour of Final Fantasy VII, and I enjoyed it. Excuse me. I just had a lot of other games to play at the time, so you know I got distracted. But at some point, I'll play it. Okay, so this is like a remake or port or something. So that's interesting. I don't know how many games in this presentation are exclusive because, like, I'm sure that'll come to Switch, probably Switch One even. That seems a little bit of a hyperbole, but okay. Oh, is this that walking game where he's got like baby legs? Put one foot in front of your mother. Open world experience. Another game that's probably not for me. I'll be honest. This might be. What is this? It's Namco. I do like Namco. Maybe not Digimon so much, but so it's a Paper Mario ripoff. It's origami turned into an airplane. I'm obviously kidding. I don't know. It looks interesting, but it's a little, I don't know. In some ways, it kind of looks like an indie game, which isn't necessarily a bad thing, but see, at first when they first showed it, I thought it was maybe going to be a 3D platformer. Okay. Yeah, this showed up in the Switch Direct, which is interesting. Looks pretty good, though. I'll probably get this on Switch, maybe. Oh. Because, yeah, it's made by the same people, Camelot. They're the same. Hey! I gotta get it. I love Pac-Man so much. I would die. I'll take a bullet for you, Pac-Man. I love that yellow circle. That's the highlight of the presentation. You're seeing Pac-Man with a golf club. Namco's been doing everything except giving us Pac-Man World 2 repack. Please, Namco. I want it so bad. This is Pac-Man's, I think, 40th anniversary. Yeah, this is that new Ninja Gaiden game. I think we already knew about this, which is cool. I'm not really into Ninja Gaiden, but, you know, pretty big deal. I will say it's not just a whole bunch of, like, gritty, mature-rated, you know, shooting games as I'm accustomed to seeing. So that's, you know, that's nice. This is closer to the games I'm interested in. Not quite all the way. All the way. Boom, 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 boom. All the way. I feel like they're doing a pretty good pace, like Nintendo Directs. PlayStation's always kind of struggled with that. But, like, they're moving on to the next thing before I have a chance to finish saying what I was saying about the last thing. But that's kind of a good thing in a way. It's also not like breakneck speed. Sometimes they go so fast, it's like, well, I don't even have a chance to comprehend what I just saw. I feel like there's been a lot of climbing games lately. Not really something I'm super interested in either. I feel I'm not trying to be like super negative. A lot of these games look cool for what they are, but just probably not for me, you know. But yeah, like I mean, you look at like Breath of the Wild, and climbing's a component. Oh, okay. I thought they were going to say that's it from us at PlayStation. Whose collection? I missed that. But yeah, Breath of the Wild, climbing's only like a component. It's not like, you know, the whole game. So when I see like a whole game that's just that, I'm like, oh, okay. What are they doing now? Okay, that's a pretty big deal. So they're porting over a bunch of like the old Mortal Kombat games. Okay. I mean, why not? You know, a lot of companies have been porting a bunch of stuff. So yeah, this is another big win. This is so over the top graphic. I never played them back in the day. I can see why Nintendo's censors back then on the Super Nintendo might have cut back on some of the blood. There was a Game Boy one? I don't think I knew that. This is going to be on Switch as well. I'm certain of that. So again, this isn't really a get for PlayStation, other than, you know, having it show up in the presentation. So, you know, But yeah, I never played Mortal Kombat. I played a little bit of Street Fighter. I'm not a big fighting game fan. I like Smash Brothers, but other than that, I'm not that good at Smash Brothers. I'm not competitive enough for those sorts of games. Um, what is this? PlayStation remote control. Competitive fighting pad thing. Okay. Yeah. Alright. There's probably an audience for this. I bet it's going to be super overpriced. I bet that thing's going to be like $100 or something. Konami. Is this the Metal Gear? Was it a remake of Twin Snakes? Is that the game? I'll be honest, I kind of thought this came out already. It seems like I've never played Metal Gear. It seems like if you're into Metal Gear, that this would be everything you would want from a remake. Like it looks really, really good. Um, I did buy the what is it, the Volume One collection on Switch. I just haven't played it yet. So you know, like I said, I don't play a lot of mature games. From what I read, as far as like the ESRB on like the first couple of Solid Snake games, they didn't seem to have anything too, you know, like I just try to not play a lot of games that have a lot of like, you know, gratuitous like language or like sex, you know. So this would be something I play. Got Ape Escape in there. Give me a new Ape Escape. That's what I want to see. Can this be a segue into a new Ape Escape? I guess was that content that was in the original? I'm assuming they cut it from like the GameCube version of it. It's kind of cool looking. Oh, is this some kind of like PvP mode? That seems kind of interesting. That could be cool if you can just like camouflage and hide from each other. Is this a Dynasty Warriors game? I'll be honest. I think Koei Tecmo needs to chill a little bit with the Dynasty Warriors games. I feel like they just come out left and right. I was actually just playing on my Switch. I've still got it loaded up. I was playing the OG Hyrule Warriors. Because I still never finished that. Like I'm wanting to 100% it, but I wanted to 100% it before I ever started Age of Calamity, and now we got another one coming out, Age of Imprisonment or whatever. So like, I'm still playing the very first Warriors game I've ever played, and haven't beat it yet. And in that time, they've released like 300 more. But it's like these games, it's like 400 hours if you want to 100% complete it. So like maybe just chill. Actually, this doesn't look very Warriors-y. It looks a lot more stealth. Maybe I spoke too soon going on that tangent about how they make too many of these games, because I don't even know if this is what that is. Yeah, I don't think it is, because it looks like you're just kind of fighting one person at a time. So is it more of like a Souls kind of game? Neo 3. Okay. Apparently this is a pre-existing. I've never heard of Neo. Okay. It looked kind of cool. I don't know what the significance is of that. A lot of 2026 stuff. I guess we are in the latter half of the year almost, so. Well, time to move my webcam. What are you doing? Just pick a place to put the subtitles. Either put them on the top or put them on the bottom. Okay. So is this kind of open world? This looks kind of cool. Demos available today. All right. Share your feedback with us. It's always cool when they do that. It's like share your feedback with us, but it also kind of feels like, well, maybe this game's not coming out that soon then, if you're still willing to make significant tweaks to the gameplay. But that's interesting. Mystery, silence, shadows. These are my tools. I have no idea what this is. Vertigo game. That I don't know who that publisher is. What do they make? Are they indie or are they like a significant thing that I should know about? Maze theory. Ah, yes. The theory, my hypothesis, that everything is all but a maze. It would pickpocket. Why can't this just be Sly Cooper? Just make it third person and make it you play as a raccoon guy, and you pickpocket just like that, and then bam, I'd be sold. Ooh. I guess this is a VR game, right? Because you've got the detached hands. Thief. Yeah, VR. How many people actually own a PlayStation VR is what I want to know. I was always kind of interested in it, but like there were a handful of games on the first PSVR that I would have liked, but then they announced that like PSVR 2 won't be backwards compatible. So it's like, all right then, well, there goes my interest. I also just don't have the room. Like this is my bedroom behind me, and there's not really a lot of like free space to move around. um, the Great Flood is biblical. Very colorful. So this is like a online, is it like a live service game or deal with their consequences? Man, I can't even deal with the consequences of my own actions. Uh, it's very stylistic. The art direction is interesting. I thought this was a competitive online thing, but maybe not. Tides of Tomorrow, February 4th, 2026. Okay. Looks alright. Hi. Ooh. What did I say? Astrobot launched last September. In October, we added 5 speedrun levels. See, I can imitate his French accent without getting cancelled. I've not been able to do that with anybody else because. Okay. Whopping 90 planets. Do they have Rayman in there? I don't remember. Okay. It's a cute controller, but they're so pricey. Also, when I got my PS5, I got a second controller with it. Both of them started drifting within a year. So that was fun. I've had worse. I've had more drift from my PlayStation controllers than I have my Switch. I've only had one pair of Joy Cons that ever drifted, um, but I sent them into Nintendo for repair, and they've worked fine ever since. So, meanwhile, PlayStation, which I use a fraction as much as I use my Switch, um, yeah, I've had two controllers drift. Is this that rare game that Sea of Thieves? Because I think Microsoft owns it, but they did say, I think, that they were going to go multi-plat with it. Maybe that's not what this is. It's like 66. That's Satan. Or is this not Sea of Thieves? Ubisoft did a game similar to this too, didn't they? It was like Skull and Bones or whatever. Did that ever release? I know it was in like development purgatory for like a decade. Yeah, I don't know. Is this something new? Because I don't really think this is either of those games, to be honest. But this game does have crabs, which is very relatable, so. Give me a title. What is this? It looks cool, though. I actually do like this, whatever it is. Sea Remnants. Hmm. Who was making that? I don't know. We're on to the next thing. This looks kind of cool. Oh, this is Abzu. Oh. I don't know. I know what Abzu is. I played a little bit of it, maybe like an hour of it. Not a lot. Okay, yeah, you can see the Abzu influence. It was a game about like diving underwater. Giant Squid presents. What kind of world are we living in where giant squids can make a video game? Got rail grinding. This looks kind of cool. I'm just always a little wary when it comes to like indie games like this, because I think this team that made Abzu is like indie. That is, it's like you're traversing this kind of open environment, but it's like, is it just going to be vapid and empty with like nothing to explore? It's like I'm not really seeing any collectible stuff, you know? It looks very pretty. And the physics seem fun, skating around, but like, what are you doing? What's the objective? What's the theme here? Underwater? It's boring. Sort of the sea. Looks cool, emphasis on looks. Gameplay wise, I don't know. I need to know more about it. You look more like a Penelope. Visually striking adventure from the team behind Abzu and Pathless. We're excited to announce that Sword of the Sea will launch this summer into the PlayStation Plus game catalog. All right. So it'll be free to play on PS Plus. In this cooperative FPS set in the paranatural world of Control, you and two fellow agents. This looks very not that interesting to me. There's just so many first-person shooters. It's like a dime a dozen. I feel like it's just so hard to stand out, and that one just didn't have anything that made it look like, oh, well, that's different. That's interesting. The PlayStation Plus Classics catalog welcomes several new titles this summer. Okay. The PS2 version of legendary immersive sim Deus Ex arrives June 17th. Deus Ex Machina? In July, Twisted Metal. Okay. Twisted Metal 3 and Twisted Metal 4 join the service just in time for the second season premiere of Twisted Metal. All right. I don't really have anything to say about it, but that's cool. I know Twisted Metal, that's like a Sony first-party thing. Back on the PS1. Okay. Is that big of a deal? I mean, because there's already like the remakes, right, of those games. Oh. Oh, I got my buddy Mistman. Michael McGonigal, maker of Baldi's Basics. Go check that out. I've got an interview with him on the channel. He'll be happy about that. That's where his name Mistman comes from, is the Mist games. Powered by Glacier. Shows us a giant glacier. Amazon MGM Studios. Always at the top of his class. Nobody knows what to do, Governor. Hello. What he did was stay over tea and crumpets. We want a good reason to cut off his tiddlywink. Hello. Oh, is this the James Bond game? I heard that little. Hmm. And this is supposed to be coming to the Switch too, right? Didn't they have a little teaser for it? Like, I didn't know what to make of, like, the MGM. I was like, that's weird. I've never seen any of the, like, Bond movies or anything. So I don't know if this would really appeal to me. I know, like, the GoldenEye 007 game on the N64 was, like, you know, a big deal. Like, the Rare game that kind of, I guess, laid the groundwork for a lot of first-person shooters or whatever. But I haven't played it. From my understanding, it's really hard to go back to the control scheme. So I don't know if I would really like a game like this or not. Because, like, I've never seen the movies. I have no connection to this IP, like, whatsoever. um, the most I've seen of James Bond is just it being parodied in a lot of other stuff, you know? It looks pretty high budget, though. I mean, it looks pretty good. Um, yeah, I mean, First Light 007. Okay. It's got a very vibrant color palette, so that's nice. I like that realistic games are starting to do that more instead of just being all like dark, dull colors, you know? Like that world, like on the outside when he was driving around, looks like, you know, Horizon Forbidden West visuals or something, which is a very stunning looking game. I haven't played it. I played Zero Dawn and beat it, and it was alright. I enjoyed it. Hakan Abrak. What a bad A name. Is he Middle Eastern? People from the Middle East have the most like bad A names. Like I am Hakim. Meanwhile, over in the West, you know, it's like what name would put more fear into like you know like a conqueror like you know Hakam or like you know versus like some white boy conquering a play that's like you know fear me I am Daryl. You know. He looks like such a sweetheart. I just want to give him a big hug, rub that bald head of his, give him a noogie. Play. Okay, we got something first party. Oh, is this the new Ghost of whatever game? I know there was Ghost of Tsushima, and then they're working on another one, right? So that's, I guess, what this is. Is this going to be the closer? Is this how they're going to end it? I don't really have anything to say about it. I never played the first one, but, you know, I mean, it's a pretty big deal, you know. The PS4 one was a new Sony IP, and from my understanding, it was received really well. So, good on them. All things considered, seems like a pretty decent state of play. Again, I'm not necessarily the target audience because I'm more of a Nintendo gamer. Uh, I want to remake a Twilight Princess that looks like that. Can we get a Wolf Link that looks that detailed and realistic? But anyway, I don't know why they were like fading in the name, like teasing it there as if it wasn't already pretty obvious what that was. Okay. That's not going to be how they end it, right? Another PlayStation Studios game. I don't know what this is. Captain America? Is Sony making a first party Marvel game? Yeah. As soon as I say Marvel game, there it is. Oh, it's a fighting game? I'm confused. It said PlayStation Studios. I know there was like some Marvel versus Capcom game. It seems like this should be something Capcom would be making, and not an in-house. Uh, who's that character? What's that from? It said crossover. I don't know who that is. Yeah, I don't know what I'm looking at here. Everything in this presentation is like it's cool for what it is, but it's not. I've not watched a single Marvel movie. I'll be honest. I don't really get into like. Uh, well, I guess that's maybe not true. I've probably seen like the old Spider-Man movie from like 2003 or whenever. I don't remember that much about it. But I've not watched any of the like Avengers, like Endgame or any of that. Um, I've not even really watched any real DC movies or anything for the most part. I just don't really get into like comic book superheroes. I don't know. I like the OG Teen Titans on Cartoon Network, not Teen Titans Go, but the original. That's a really, really great show. But other than that, I've never really consumed any Marvel or DC material like at all for the most part. I've heard really good things about the what was that Spider-Man movie, the animated one with like Miles Morales, I think it is. And I guess I should say I did play the Spider-Man, the PS4 game, and it was all right. Um, I'd give it like an 8 out of 10 for me personally. I wasn't blown away, but it was good. I didn't play the sequel, and I didn't play Miles Morales. Um, but I do want to see that movie, the like Into the Spider Verse. But I can't find it on like streaming anywhere, and I don't really want to have to pay for it. Um, I don't know. Oh, okay. But I don't know. I don't want to have to pay for it. See, I tried to rewind myself. See what I did. What is this? What studio was that? My thing was covering it. Oh well, whatever. I was too. My reflexes were way too slow there. What if this isn't one of the developers talking? Oh, okay, well, never mind. I was gonna say, what if it's within the game itself, like a meta game, a game about people making a PlayStation game. I mean, I guess it's a big deal. Again, I'm just not invested in the Marvel IP, so I couldn't care less. Who is that character? It looks better than like some of the other like Marvel partnership. What was that like Avengers game that came out? Who made it? Was it Sony who made it, or was it like Ubisoft, or like it came out and it like bombed, and I think it might have cost them like maybe $100 million or something. I don't even know, because the game came out and it was like incomplete. Who made that game? Maybe actually no. It was it Square Enix? I think it might have been Square Enix because it was like a big departure for the games they usually make. Yeah, again, it's not for me. um, cool for the people who this does resonate with. I feel like fighting game fans have been eating good. You know, you got Street Fighter 6, you got what is it, Mortal Kombat 1 or whatever. Which I don't really know how that game was received. I know the Switch version was very bad. Um, you got, was there a new Tekken that just came out recently? You got this. You've got all the like ports of like Marvel versus Capcom and like all the different like Street Fighter games, and now well we just saw in this the Mortal Kombat collection. So yeah, fighting game fans, I envy you.
一番最初にマーベルさんに提出した時はなんとなくマイケルさんの反応はあんまり芳しくなかった印象があって、
This sucks. well, that's cool.
I remember personally the first time I saw Iron Man was really when I felt we had something special.
I mean, like it looks cool visually, but yeah, like I'm just not. Even if I cared about the IP, like I'm just not really good enough at fighting games to be competitive. So it's like if I'm not going to be playing the game online in like ranked or whatever, then like what does that leave me? Like, is there going to be a substantial single player mode with a game like this? I doubt it. um, so I don't know. But yeah, for a fighting game to grab me, it probably needs to be more of like a platform fighter game, like Smash Brothers or Nick All Star Brawl or Multiverses, which Multiverses was kind of But I was excited when they first announced it. While they're talking about this, since this isn't really something I'm interested in, I'll go back and talk about something that I was talking previously, but things got going, moving way too fast. Um, Everybody's Golf game. That was kind of interesting because that's made by Camelot, who is the same developers of the Mario Golf games. Um, so it's kind of interesting that they make the Mario Golf games exclusively for Nintendo, but then they also make Everybody's Golf exclusively for PlayStation, except for this newest one that's going to be coming to the Switch. I'm excited about Pac-Man being in there. I love I love Pac-Man so much, and his model looked really good. Looked a lot better than he looks in the Super Monkey Ball Banana Rumble. They added him as DLC recently, and I thought that was kind of underwhelming. His model looked a little weird, and they don't replace the bananas with like the pack dots and give them like the baka 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 sound effect. So that's kind of a little bit unfortunate. And when you fall off the stage, it should do a. So that was a little bit underwhelming, but I am kind of excited for that golf game because golf games could be pretty fun. I like some of the older Mario Golf games, but the newest one on Switch, Mario Golf. Um, what was the name of it? Super Rush? Was that it? It just didn't do it. So this will be kind of a good substitute for that game, I think. Um, so yeah, I was already before thinking about picking it up, but now that they got Pac-Man in there, it's like, oh, I gotta get it now.
Still with me?
No. Oh, I thought they were going to give us another thing on that. I guess it's just a recap. Are they going to end off with one last thing? It's always underwhelming if they end with like the sizzle reel of stuff that we saw. What was that? That big cactus thing? It looked like something from like Final Fantasy. I don't remember seeing that in the presentation. Sometimes they put extra stuff in these sizzle reels, but I don't know. Maybe that was just something I missed. Get it? Missed. They announced a Mist game. Yeah, I don't know if that's like the Mist game that my buddy Micah played or not, but either way, I'll have to let him know about that if he doesn't already know already. Okay, yeah, I guess that's it. So they still need to follow a little bit more closely to the Nintendo Direct formula. They should have put that sizzle reel in there earlier and then said, we've got one last thing. Um, that way you kind of know when it's winding down, so that way it doesn't end feeling a little underwhelming. Um, but yeah, that was interesting. Let's go full screen, face only. Yeah, I'm figuring out how to do that now. Um, but yeah, I think again, like I'm more of a Nintendo gamer, so going into this, I didn't know if like I honestly didn't even know if I would upload this because I was like, there's probably not going to be a single thing in here that interests me, and I really don't know if I'm going to buy any of these games for the most part. Um, but there was enough there that it was like, okay, that was kind of cool. Um, it was again, even if a lot of these games just aren't for me, cause like I don't play, I'm not into Marvel, I'm not into Digimon, right? Like a lot of this other stuff. Um, that doesn't mean that these are bad games. Like it looked like that the quality was there. Hold on, I think another YouTube video was trying to start in my other browser. There we go. So yeah, I thought it was a decent showing for what it is. I would probably give it maybe an 8 out of 10. Oh, there was the Astrobot getting like 5 new challenge stages. I don't love the challenge stages in Astrobot because they're really short and you can only beat them. You can beat them in like just a couple of minutes. So I would prefer like actual new like levels where it's not like just a quick time attack thing where it's like you're racing to the end and it's kind of extra challenging. Just like a regular level where I'm like exploring around and finding, the little hidden robots and collecting stuff. But at least they are still supporting the game with new content. I'm sure I will check these 5 new levels out. And yeah, again, I was kind of hoping for a meteor DLC expansion, but they're continuing to support the game with free updates, so that might still come in the future. But either way, still something new Astrobot related to look forward to. The Mortal Kombat stuff. See, again, a lot of this stuff isn't going to be exclusive to PlayStation. Like, I'm sure that's going to be on the Switch. But still, though, to see it here, that's a pretty big deal. The Bloodborne game, is that the name of it? Or am I thinking of something? The Castlevania thing? Bloodborne's different, isn't it? Is that the Dark Souls style game? Whatever the blood, whatever. That's probably a pretty big deal. Some more in there on the Metal Gear. So there was like a decent number of stuff that finally showed the GoldenEye game because I think that was announced maybe a very long time ago. I wasn't aware of that until like the Switch presentation teased it. Then I saw some people saying, "Well, that was announced ages ago. That game's never coming out." But that looked pretty interesting what they showed of it. Then the Everybody's Golf thing, I was kind of interested in that. Couple of other games in there that I'm like, I don't know, we'll see. Maybe the one made by Abzu that was kind of like a desert. There's probably some other stuff I'm forgetting. Of course, they showed Ghost of Tsushima and that Marvel fighting game at the end. But yeah, I hope they're doing something with Ape Escape. They showed Ape Escape twice now in those trailers for the Metal Gear remake. So come on, give me a new Ape Escape. Give me again. I want to see Jak and Daxter. I want to see Sly Cooper. Like those are the type of games that are really going to get me back into the PlayStation ecosystem because that's why I bought a PS5 in the first place. When they had that original like PlayStation 5 reveal presentation and they announced that there was going to be a new Little Big Planet spinoff that's like a 3D platformer Sackboy game. That was awesome. And they announced the Astro's Playroom. And what else do we get in that presentation? They showed like Bug Snacks. And I don't think this one's ever come out, but there was like a little, I think it was like an indie game that looked interesting. It was called like, it was like The Little Demon Inside or something like that. Did that ever come out? I don't think it did. What else was in that presentation? Oh, they showed the new Ratchet and Clank game, Rift Apart. I feel like there was even more in that presentation. Oh, they showed Stray, I think, and there might have been more. But yeah, I was like, wow, this is a PlayStation gets me all of a sudden, because I grew up. I never owned a PlayStation myself, but my older brother he had a PS2. And so I grew up playing, Jak and Daxter, and of course the PS2 was backwards compatible with PS1, so I played a lot of Spyro the Dragon, Crash Bandicoot, stuff like that. And so that's the kind of PlayStation games that get me. I'm a 3D platformer buff. Um, that's just the experiences that resonate with me. Um, and then as Sony shifted into more like shooters and more mature rated games and stuff like that, then it kind of fell out with it. I never owned a PlayStation system up until the PS5 because again they reeled me in with all those more family oriented, colorful platformer type games. They also showed Horizon Forbidden West in that 2020 PS5 presentation, which looked really, really great. That was like how they ended it, I believe. Um, so yeah, but this was good. I think for what it was, I think if I'm being objective, this presentation probably deserves an 8 out of 10, maybe 8.5 out of 10. I don't know. I'm trying to think. Really, I guess there wasn't that much Sony exclusive stuff here, right? So I don't know, but all things considered, it had some stuff in there that I would imagine would be pretty pop off moments for some people. Just like, oh my god, reactions. Not from me, but again, I'm a Nintendo gamer, so I didn't necessarily expect to see a lot of that. I think the most hyped I got was when I saw Pac-Man with a golf club. Um, but yeah, I think this video is worth uploading. I'll still post it. Hopefully, if nothing else, my commentaries may be kind of entertaining. A lot of these games might not have been for me, but that's not to say that they're bad. I've watched other Sony presentations and thought like, yeah, even if I was a big Sony fan, that looked like it would have been a stinker. Like that just sucked. But no, this I think was pretty decent, all things considered. Um, Still not a whole lot, I don't guess, of like Sony exclusives, like the Ghost game. I forget the name of this new one. Um, and I don't know. I imagine that Metal Gear is probably going to be multi-platform. I don't know if they've said that or not. Is it coming to Xbox? Because Twin Snakes, that was on GameCube back in the day too, right? So like it'll probably come to Switch too, I have to imagine. And Mortal Kombat, a lot of those other games. So exclusive wise, it's just the Astro DLC, the Marvel game, which I didn't pay too much attention to the release dates. Is that coming this year? And is the new Ghost game coming this year? I don't know. And beyond that, was there really anything else exclusive? I don't know. So I don't know. Sony, they still have a way to go. But I don't know. I thought it was all right for what it was. Again, 8 out of 10, maybe 8.5 out of 10. Not mind blowing. Even if I was a hardcore Sony fanboy, I don't think I would have found this mind blowing. But it was all right. So yeah, with that's going to be my reaction, everybody. I'm going to probably do this again for Microsoft. They've got a presentation here in a couple days, and yeah, there's been rumors that maybe they might announce a new Spyro or Spyro 4. That would be really exciting. So I'll probably react to that because they own Activision now, who has the Crash Bandicoot and Spyro licenses. They also own, Rare, and Phil Spencer talked about, he said, "quote Banjo fans, I hear you." So I don't know if we'll get a new Banjo Kazooie game in the near future. I'd love to see Psychonauts go multi-platform. Psychonauts 1 and 2 coming to Switch. I think Psychonauts 1 could run on Switch no problem. Psychonauts 2 probably would have to be a Switch 2 game. But those are just such great games. So I would love to see those on a Nintendo platform. And then, yeah, I'm trying to think if there's anything else. I know they've said that I think, they've made a deal with Nintendo, and for like 10 years or something, every, Call of Duty game will come to Switch. So maybe we'll see that there. We'll see Switch 2 Call of Duty at the Microsoft showing. I'm not really a Call of Duty guy myself, but that would be cool. That'd be a very big deal. And yeah, I'm trying to think anything else Microsoft wise that I would care about. I love Cuphead. I don't know if they actually own Studio MDHR, but I think they helped fund Cuphead. So I did see recently where Studio MDHR was hiring. So it seems like there may be work. I think they were hiring for like boss designs and stuff. So it sounds like they could be maybe working on a new, like a Cuphead sequel. Probably too soon to see that here, because I know it takes them a very, very long time to make games, and they were just doing the hiring. What else does Microsoft own now? They own like Ori, I think. Those games came to Switch. Was it The Blind Forest and Will of the Wisps? Never really played them. I did buy them on an eShop sale, but Metroidvanias I kind of aren't my favorite genre. They're starting to grow on me, so I plan to play the Ori games at some point. Um, and In a similar vein, Hollow Knight. I played Hollow Knight, but I never beat it. I got lost and frustrated and never finished it because I tend to just get lost in these Metroidvanias, and I'm doing a lot of tedious backtracking and don't know where I'm going and just get frustrated and give up. But with that said, I know Silk Song is a very big deal, and I think I might have even saw something recently that maybe I don't know if people are thinking maybe that the game will be shadow dropped at the Xbox presentation. So we'll see. We'll see what happens. There's also rumors that there might be a Nintendo presentation here pretty soon. This is June, which is historically E3 month, but E3 is kind of dead now. Jeff Keighley's doing the Summer Game Fest. That's coming up. I don't remember. I think that might actually maybe be tomorrow, but I'll be playing Switch too, so I don't know if I'll be really tuning into that. Uh, I've never been the biggest fan of Summer Game Fest. That's not really wowed me yet. Not a good replacement for E3 up to this point, anyways, in my personal opinion. But yeah, there's rumors that either this or next week Nintendo might have some kind of presentation. My family and I are going to be going on vacation to the beach next week, so I might end up having to bring my laptop and my recording equipment with me and hope that they don't get broken in the in the luggage, so that way I can record a reaction if there is a Nintendo Direct, because I'm the Nintintrovert and that would really suck to do a do a do a reaction to the PlayStation event and the Xbox event and not the Nintendo event. So we'll see what happens with that. But yeah, I think that's going to be a wrap on this video, guys. If you enjoyed it, please consider leaving a like and subscribe to the channel. I would greatly appreciate it. And with that, I will catch you guys next time. A lot of stuff to look forward to. Plenty of coverage coming tomorrow as I talk about the Switch 2 and go hands-on with it and do the unboxing and everything. Lucky Australians got the game a day early because time zones. But yeah, I'll see you guys real soon for a lot more exciting stuff. Catch you later. Bye-bye.